What does a stem cell say to a baby stem cell?
What?
You can be anything you want when you grow up. I knew it pretty hard. So my name's Antonia Paquin, and I'm running for science rep. So basically, the science community is kind of a strange one around King's campus. So kind of, I don't know if anyone else gets this, but kind of when people ask me like, oh yeah, you're in science, like, wait, biology? Test tube? What? So it kind of creates for a strange kind of vibe, and we're on the outside of the King's community a little bit, just because King's is definitely associated with their humanities programs and their journalism program, and so that makes it a little bit difficult for us to integrate ourselves within the arts community. So I propose that we continue to build a science community so that we can all kind of take part in what is King's. But I do strongly believe that arts and science are deeply integral to each other. And so we really are embodying Kingsian values, but simply executing them in a different way. So there are several ways in which I believe that we can create this community, and I propose to organize monthly meetings where we can get to know each other, and then upper years can meet with first years and provide them with different kinds of resources and support so that we can all kind of just create that community. And then a different way of approaching this, which I also plan on definitely doing, is that having the science version of study snacks. So we can meet, especially during midterm and exam season, and then upper years can help out first years, and then as well we can try to get in touch with. We'll try to get funding for snacks at the science study snacks, because cookies, pretty much. And so yeah. And then on a different note, tuition. Science students actually pay quite a lot more than non-science students, and so I guarantee to work within council to try to decrease tuition, or at least in future years not have any tuitions. On a different note, recognizing that I am a first year student may seem disadvantageous because I may be considered less knowledgeable, but I do believe that this is extremely advantageous, in fact, because I have exposure to all of the first year concerns and everything, so I would be able to voice those concerns within council and represent the first years wholeheartedly, because I get access to kind of like what their needs might be, and then I can translate those into council, and that's why I believe that I would be successful as a first year in the position of science representative. So yeah, thank you so much for hearing me, and looking forward to seeing everyone at the polls. However, I do have one more awkward science joke for you guys. This one's gold. So why can we not trust atoms?
Why?
Because they make up everything.
Speech by saying, "Hi grandmother, I'm on the YouTube." So yeah, all right. So I do agree with Antonio on a lot of points, especially because the role of science representative is a weird one. There isn't, in my mind, actually a need for something like a science society at King's, because once you move into your upper years, you become very involved. If you choose to be with the faculty of science, so like the micro society or the biology society or the chemistry society, and they do a lot of sort of social events within your own field. What I think is important for science rep is outreach to first years, but also representation. And that's really what I want to focus on if I get elected. Before I get to what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to do some airy-fairy stuff about promises and what I can bring to the table, and then I'll go through my platform. But pretty much, I'm a fourth-year science student. I've been around here for 4 years, as it says in the previous sentence. As such, I've been exposed to a wide array of different programs and options at DAL, and I think I have a wealth of knowledge that is valuable to not only the first years but the upper year science community, especially about making the transition from first year to second year. I think that the role of first year representation is taken up a lot by first year reps, and that for science students looking forward is a really important thing and a good thing to plan in your degree. What else can I say? I've been involved in HostSoc and some executive roles. I've got experience representing students. I'm interested in student representation and issues of tuition. So yeah, what does that look like in terms of the platform? First of all, I'd like to bring in the athletic community that may be paying dues to Kings, but just doing it because they play on a sports team here, into the mix if they so choose, or bringing their concerns into the mix, because they're the most likely to leave as well if tuition increases. Science students in general are most likely to leave if tuition increases because we already take most of our classes at Dal, and it doesn't make sense if you're not doing a full King's degree to pay that extra money, and I think that's something we have to remind the Board of Governors about. I think that should also translate into